Hey everyone, and welcome to another Star Wars Games Update, where we bring you all of the latest and greatest in Star Wars gaming news. Today we've got a lot to talk about, as in this jam-packed news video we'll be going over the recent rumor concerning Battlefront 3 in apparently early development, the Old Republic dropping a new patch featuring a whole story focused on Darth Malgus, Squadrons potentially getting a final patch, and Battlefront 2 getting a performance update for consoles along with a number of smaller stories too. And before we get into any of that, a quick reminder that if you do like these type of videos, then be sure to give it a like to show your support for this update series and the content within it. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Starting things off, VR Star Wars fans will have quite a bit to look forward to in two new games. Well, one of them is more newer than the other, but you'll see what I mean. First, ILMX Lab have announced the second part of the Star Wars Tales of the Galaxy's Edge VR project for the Oculus Quest. The second part will expand on the main adventure and will include two legendary stories. This release will bring the fan favorite Doc Ondar into the VR experience, who's of course the Thorian treasure dealer in the real-life Disney's Galaxy's Edge. And in part 2, players will this time be taking jobs directly from Doc Ondar himself, along with embarking on another mystery adventure too. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Part 2 is slated for release later this year. Also, in other VR news, Star Wars Pinball VR is officially coming to the Oculus Quest, PlayStation VR, and Steam VR headsets on April 29th. Originally released back in 2013, Star Wars Pinball has since been ported over to many different consoles, including the Switch too. But of course, this is now the very first time it's coming over to VR, and like everything else in VR, it's gonna give you an experience like nothing other before. Star Wars The Old Republic is getting a brand new patch this week called The Dark Descent. To go along with this, the game today released a brand new in-game trailer depicting the events that will await you in this patch's story, as Dark Descent promises that players will get the chance to visit the lost ruins of the Jedi Enclave on Dantooine, where there they'll be in pursuit of one of the galaxy's most formidable foes, Darth Malgus. Game Update 6.3, also known as The Dark Descent, launches tomorrow on April 27th. Remember how last time we talked about Squadrons getting its final patch ever despite the game being left in a pretty rough state? Well, we've got potentially some good news to share here, as it seems Motive have heard the pleas of the Squadrons fanbase and are maybe willing to do something about it. According to community manager Jay Ingram, Motive will be trying to release yet another final update for the game. Of course, nothing is in stone yet, but just the fact that Motive are even talking about doing something like this is already a step in the right direction. The game still has several game-breaking bugs along with some other much-needed balance changes, so this should be some promising stuff for Squadrons players to hear. Hopefully Motive take a page from DICE's book and, of course, do something about it before completely ending support on the game. Star Wars Battlefront players will have plenty to cheer about this week as their games have received both an FPS and a performance boost. Of course, more specifically, this applies to only Xbox Series players, as Battlefront 1 and 2 will be getting support for up to 120 FPS on both the Xbox Series X and S. And to enable the new FPS boost, players will need to go under Manage Game and Add-ons in the menu screen, go to Compatibility Options, and then click FPS Boost. And that's it. Pretty simple, isn't it? Now finally, console players will get to experience the same type of performance that PC players always had, but now on their Xboxes. Okay, rumor time. So this is a rumor that I honestly debated a lot in even talking about, and you'll see why. But because it's been getting so much traction the last couple of days with everyone talking about it, and since of course this is a news show where my job is to inform you on the latest happenings in Star Wars gaming, then I kinda have to at least mention it. As coming from the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, one Reddit user by the name of This Is The Way posted this rumor concerning Battlefront 3, stating that it will use Ahsoka and Coruscant for its marketing. The Ahsoka in the game will be based on her appearance in The Mandalorian, with Rosario Dawson as the voice actress and not Ashley Eckstein. The star card system will be reworked, a new loadout system will be added, and that Starfighter Assault and Galactic Assault will be merged. In addition to all of this, they also provided this image of a work-in-progress Coruscant, which they claim is from the now-in-development Battlefront 3. Which, yeah, I bet it would look pretty good with textures and all, but what do I think about this rumor itself? Well, not much honestly. There's a couple of weird things in here that lead me to not believing in it too much. Such as that why even add that co-op will return with reduced XP gain? I mean, if Battlefront 3 is really in early development, then ain't no one talking about the XP gain this early on. Another thing that no one isn't talking about is marketing, which should be non-existent this early on. So the fact that apparently Ahsoka and Coruscant are getting paired up with one another in the marketing campaign makes little to no sense. Especially since Rosario Dawson's version of Ahsoka has nothing to do with Coruscant either. Now Teen Ahsoka from the Clone Wars on the other hand, then yeah, that's a different story. That said, I'm not saying that I think this is 100% fake or I want it to be, as of course not. I want to see Ahsoka and Coruscant in a Battlefront 3 as much as the next guy. But at the same time, I honestly wouldn't put too much thought into this rumor. It would be nice, don't get me wrong, although, like I said, this rumor just seems a little bit shady if you know what I mean. So as always of these type of things, take this with the utmost grain of salt. And that will do it for this Star Wars Games update. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share it, and subscribe to the channel to not only support it, but to keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars content. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.